Mm. Girl, let's have this conversation about this Jeffrey Dahmer movie. I don't know how many people seen Jeffrey Dahmer or see the series. Like, if you've seen the documentary or the series on Netflix, you know where I'm about to go with this story. Okay? So, I seen this documentary a little while ago. Say like a month ago, I seen this documentary. So I like cold cases. I like crime shows. So I watch a lot of crime shows. And ever since I started watching crime shows, I started to hear about some things that was, being brought up from the past. And one of them stories was Jeffrey Dahmer. So around August, I saw the documentary. The documentary stuck with me, and I saw the court case, and I just recently saw the court case and the interview as of this week. Yesterday, I tried to watch it again. I couldn't watch the whole thing. I watched 30 minutes into it, and I was already over with. So a lot of people's on Instagram, on TikTok, even friends on my phone was telling me that they seen the case, they saw the court case, they saw the Netflix, even the Baddie twins seen it. I was like, oh, everybody around the world starting to see this Jeffrey Dahmer shit. Girl. This, you would never in your life ever look at life ever again. This is the worst case, I'm telling you. The worst case you can ever see in your entire life. And this had me shook. I was so disgusted. It took me about 3 to 4 days to finish watching this documentary because I could not believe what I heard. Normally, I like to sit and watch everything within an hour or two, like get it out the way. I had to come back to it. And then it was another video that came up called The Friends of Jeffrey Dahmer, where their friends is speaking about what happened to him, how he grew up, who he was as a person, and what led him to this life of crime. I don't care what you said. The proof is in the pudding. This dude is a monster. I don't care if you grew up in a household full of Christians. You grew up with family values. How you become as a person once you hit 18 says it all. And this says it all. This was so disgusting. This man killed over 16 peoples. And it was always blacks. He killed nothing but blacks, colors, colored peoples. He art and essay them. I'm not going to say that on YouTube, but he did everything. Then this dude turned into cannibalism. Yes, he cooked his victims. He chopped them up, cooked them, and put them in the fridge. He wrapped them in foil. If you seen the movie, you know. If you know, you know. You seen cases like this, you already know how shit is going to end. So this guy feels like he wants to give the whole story finally to let people know. Obviously the guilt snuck up on him. And before he passed away, he admitted to a lot of things. And I finally heard Timothy Edwards where he explained everything, how it all started from the time he met Jeffrey Dahmer to the time he was in jail with him. And I feel bad for him. Don't get me wrong. I feel bad for him. Some people is not going to feel bad for him because they was like, well, you knew who he was. You knew how he was. And after you seen how he was, you still communicate with him. And then y'all became roommates in a cell. Cellmates. I was like, yo, I was totally disgusted with it. And then he was telling me that he didn't think this was going to happen. He was shocked. He was caught off guard because one minute he looked to his right and he wasn't paying attention to Jeffrey. The next thing you know, he was handcuffed by Jeffrey. He was held hostage. This was being done to him and all this stuff. So in my mind, I'm like, well, why did you even come up to his apartment? First of all, if you didn't know this guy very well, and I say this to everybody, I don't care if the person come off nice to you, come off as a gentleman or as a lady to you, whatever the case is, don't go to that person's apartment. If you don't trust them with your life, you don't know them from a can of paint, why would you go to their apartment? And it doesn't matter if you're struggling financially, because this guy, he was sitting here talking about, well, he wanted to get paid because Jeffrey Dahmer was offering a gig to post for him as a model so he could paint him, and he was going to pay him $100. So he took the offer and he went up to his apartment. Little did he know, it was not even all about that. What was about to happen was he was about to off him. And thank God it did not happen. He ran for his fucking life. And then the worst part about the story was not everybody saved themselves. Not everybody ran and got away from him. Sadly, some people didn't get that. They wasn't that lucky. And I felt so bad for them. But what really broke my heart was the first victim he ever had was this 16-year-old Filipino guy. And what's worse is that it was a language barrier, and the cops didn't understand much of what he was saying. But when he was trying to let them know what was going on with him, they didn't want to believe him. So Jeffrey told the cops that it was just a lover's quarrel. Like, this is what lovers do. They argue, they have spats, and they run away from each other, whatever the case is. So they believed him, gave the boy back to him, and he just murdered him. I feel bad for him. Rest in peace to him. And this, I say rest in peace to all of them, all victims of Jeffrey Dahmer's. I am sorry this happened to you. I'm sorry to the families. My condolences to the families. This is in no way of making fun of anybody or exploiting anybody, but this is very sad. And so many people are speaking about this now. And it's crazy because I didn't understand how nobody knew about any of these cases until now. I recently heard about similar cases this year, but I knew about these cases for a long time. It's just I was not interested into watching these type of videos. I'm a big, huge criminal law fan. You know, I'm a huge criminal justice TV shows. Those shows like Law and Order, SVU and all that stuff, CSI and all that. I love those. So yeah, I've been watching these for years, like close to 10, 12 years now. And never have I seen anything like this ever. So this really caught me off guard. And two, I wasn't expecting to hear what he did. So when they did go into details, I was like, what the fuck? You will have the what the hell moments while watching this series. So if you haven't watched it, go watch it by now. And I am not brand dealing this. I really like it. But anyway, y'all, if you know, you know. If you seen this shit, girl, let me know. If y'all seen the series and the documentaries and the court case videos, let me know. If you haven't, go on Netflix. You can go on YouTube. You can watch all of Jeffrey Dahmer's videos, court case videos, whatever like that. It's all over. That's all I gotta say. It was just so disgusting. I was shocked about it. I would never watch something like this ever again. There's videos that has come up after I watched this. I didn't bother watching it because I didn't want to watch it. That will haunt you in your dreams. But yeah, this Jeffrey Dahmer is disgusting. Seriously. Shocking.